Guys, Al here from Qkumba Zoo. Welcome back to the Qkumba Zoo channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and hitting that bell button. Some of you attended our online launch of the song Unicorns at the beginning of February, and thank you for that, especially considering that it didn't go quite as planned. And the live stream Q&A turned into a text chat Q&A because I had a few technical snags and the live stream never got out of the starting blocks. So my apologies to those who attended. So annoying as it was for me personally, I decided to turn that around and do a few not quite live Q&A videos to answer some of the questions that came up then. In fact, I might even turn these Q&A videos into semi-regular events as a complement to the live streams we'll hopefully be having. So hopefully a belated offering that you guys will enjoy anyway. I will split the questions into a few videos to keep the length of the videos manageable. However, my memory being what it is, I know that I forgot some of the questions already from that Q&A session. So I'm fielding a few questions that some people left on Facebook as well. And of course, if you have any questions I forgot, or you might have, or the new questions that you might have, please do leave them in the comment section below or on our Facebook page. So the first question I remember from the event was, and please forgive me for I can't remember who asked it, but the question is, how long did it take to create Unicorns, the song? This is actually a nice question to answer because I can tell you a bit about our creative process. As some of you might know, Unicorns is based on an earlier demo we did in 2001 with entirely different lyrics. Savannah and I discussed the song way back in March last year, where she stated in no uncertain terms that she no longer liked the original song at all. However, I managed to persuade her that the song was good and would she mind rewriting the lyrics to something that would be more meaningful for her today, because I still think that there's definitely something in the song. At the same time, I was also going to relook at some of the music arrangements and some of the sounds. As I no longer had the original project, I had to actually recreate the whole demo and the whole song based on the original demo, which gave me an opportunity to relook at the music. So in terms of the original song, the lyrics are 100% different and the music is about 50% different, as I changed a lot of the sounds and added more dimension to the arrangement. Right, so the main key riff is new, as well as a lot of the key incidentals. The bass line is the old one, although with a new sound. And when we first discussed the song way back in March 2018, the way the recording was meant to go was something like this. Savannah was going to rewrite the lyrics, I was to recreate the backtrack, and then we would record the vocals. She sent me a draft of her lyrics in April, which I looked at and I thought, okay, these are amazing, so let's record. So which we did in about June at some point. She came through to my studio and we took an afternoon to get the main vocals and all the vocal incidentals down. And just a short side note, I had recently done some rearrangement changes that she didn't like, so we went back to the original updated arrangement, except that, and this is very important, we kept the key change which she didn't really like. But I insisted on it because I knew it was right, and now she likes it. And I especially like how we got the key change to swing into action and provide a real lift to the song. So then I took the vocals and processed them, compositing the best pieces, and also reworked some of the music under her vocals to add variety that I thought was lacking in the original. Also used some of her vocals less as vocals and more as sound effects. Now all of that went basically according to plan. The plan, however, after that point went a bit haywire. I intended to finish the mixing and mastering by October, ready for release in November, which turned out to be very optimistic. I was trying to set up a new studio, which took a lot of time, and Keith, who was the main mixer on the song, also had other teaching and mixing responsibilities. So we really could only spare a full day of mixing a week, and this really should have taken only 3 to 4 days max to mix, which would amount to finishing the mix in about a month in real terms. However, two things worked to thwart that little ambition. Firstly, we paid a lot of attention to detail, especially as we were referencing the earlier mix of The Child Inside, as well as modern mixers in getting the elements to sound right. So we would literally spend most of the day, for instance, getting the kick right, or paying attention to the snare. The other reason for the additional time taken was that I realized as we proceeded with the mix that quite a bit more work was needed to be done on the production and arrangement. So I ended up adding, subtracting, and changing quite a few elements as the mix progressed. And Keith took it in his stride, thankfully, very patiently. And you need to know that each time an element is changed, it has to be built back into the final mix again. And you can change other elements that relate to that sound, sort of in the same range, which takes a lot of time. So the result was that the mix took about 3 times as long to finish as I wanted. And on top of that, we did even more, one more final tweak again after the mix and the mastering was completed. This was because Lavanna heard the remix from Michelle, that Michelle from Defected Sounds of London did, and was inspired by the way he used the phrase, "Love is the one and only," more often than we did in the original. So she asked me why didn't we also do that, because actually it's a key phrase. And I thought it was a fair question, although it kind of annoyed me because I knew it was going to then add time to what we needed to do. But it also goes to show how creative input from someone else outside the core creative team into music, such as Michelle working on the remix, can help to highlight certain elements that we had overlooked. Anyway, so I spent about another 2 weeks trying different options and getting feedback from Lavanna and Keith before we settled on the final version that you guys hear now. So thanks to Michelle for that. So all in all, with paying meticulous attention to the mix elements, the constant updates I was doing, and the final update after we thought the song was actually finished, Unicorns took about 10 months from original discussion to final mastering, which is actually quite a long time for just one song. And quite honestly, I found it quite frustrating. But if you've got to do it, you've got to do it. So a question for you guys. I'm going to go ahead with creating a playlist answering your questions. If this is something you would actually like, let me know in the comment section below. And until then, thanks for taking the time to watch this video. Cheers. See you guys later.